Hi, this is Eric Stoller for the Eric Stoller Show and the Man on a Mission series. We're here at the beautiful Sagamore Hotel for Swim Week Miami, and I'm here for the World of Wellness event and Fashion Weekend. I'm here with Dr. Alberto Rivera, who's one of our sponsors and guest speakers. And Doctor, great to see you again, as always, talking about your new book that's out. But before we even get into any of it, I always find it the personal side of, you as your mission. What got you into the field of medicine to begin with?
Wow, that's a great question, Eric. First, thank you for having me here.
Of course.
It's a great pleasure.
Same.
Now, I got into medicine because I wanted to make a difference.
Okay.
But then I got into interventional pain management. And the difference was frustration. My people will come every month with the same problem, not much different. We started them on pain medications, still see not much different. And I was then pursuing, what is it that we need to change in the approach to get results? And then I fell in through the hole of precision medicine. Today, I base my work in what we call genomic inflammation.
Genomic inflammation. So share this because the book Gene Flamation, and you talk about the precision genomic medicine. Can you share with us a little bit of what that actually means?
Yeah. So through the length of our years doing this type of testing, we have identified several genes that most of us have that are producing inflammation. We came to the hypothesis that as much as 178 chronic diseases, including hypertension, depression, diabetes, hypothyroidism, fibromyalgia, osteoarthritis, are related to the same change. The manifestation of that disease is what we know as a diagnosis.
Wow.
So gene inflammation protocol comes to actually attack those places in order for us to create the new preventive medicine, going to the root of the problem and work it from the cell up.
So doing that kind of work versus, as you said, everybody comes back with the same chronic issue. And I've had conversations with folks like Sam Tejeda from Liquivita. And he said he started his career as a paramedic, and he'd go out to visit people, and the same people would be calling him until the day that he finally took them to the hospital or they passed because they never got to the root cause. So what has been the big difference in moving people to actually find the root cause of their issue instead of putting a Band-Aid on it?
That's a great question.
Thank you.
And what we have seen is better response to treatment. We have had people that have been able to stop their hypertension medications. We have people that have been able to stop their diabetes medications. And the beautiful thing is when they go for surgery, because the body is optimized, the recovery is fast.
Yeah.
We had a guy who had an Achilles tendon surgery. In 2 weeks, he was walking, weight bearing as tolerated. That for us, in musculoskeletal medicine, is a big issue.
That's amazing. Yeah, and I think you made a good point, because a lot of people, their body is they're inflamed, and then you go and get the surgery, and then you have an inflamed body with surgery, so the recovery time is that much harder because the body is still fighting the inflammation and the recovery.
You're totally right. We used to see that a lot in knee replacements. The individual has metabolic inflammation, has an inflammation that's coming from their genes. They get the replacement and the pain continues in up to 20% of them. Now, we have seen that when they go through our treatment protocol and they get these things done, they recover fast and they're back into what I want them to be in their usual lifestyle.
Right. And it's so true. I have a friend of mine, she just had a not a replacement, but just a surgery on the meniscus. And she had to go again, and she's having problems, and it's not getting better because what we just talked about, the inflammation. So share with us really about what you've put together, because obviously you've put something together that you're going to share around the world. You have been, to really make a difference in helping practitioners, but also individuals. So kind of share us the vision on gene inflammation.
All right. The vision in the book, and that is a medical textbook.
Yeah.
We put it out. You have one of the arthroscopy. And when I went through it, I say, guys, this will be a great introduction for physicians who want to get their feet wet in genomics. Because genomics is not going to be a specialty on its own. Genomics is the future of every specialty.
I see.
Because every intervention that we will do in the future will be based on what is good for the patient. And this is my philosophy. When I was training medicine, I was trying to write a prescription for the average individual. Today is different. Today I prescribe a treatment for the individual that I have in front of me.
Makes sense. So you can customize what they need versus, here, try this, call me in a week, see what happens. If it doesn't work. I know when I took some medication, my cardiologist said, well, if you get bad headaches, let me know. If not, keep taking it. And it was an isosorbide, you know? And nobody said, hey, why don't you take some nitrous oxide tablets instead? They put me right on the medication. I'm not on it anymore, but, you know.
You're totally right. And hypertension is one of the things that we included in our program because we believe that hypertension, just the same thing as diabetes, they start in a place that is very far from sodium in the case of hypertension, very far from glucose in the side of diabetes. It is an immunologic process triggered by faulty genes. But this is not the same on everybody.
Yeah.
We have 25,000 genes with mutations. So the variations that we have in them is just humongous.
Sure.
So we have to individualize medicine.
And so at Prometheus, tell me some of the folks or some of the type of individual that you're treating on a regular basis to optimize their health.
Right. So most of Prometheum clients are people that are entrepreneurs, professional athletes, retired athletes, artists, both that are in the field and out of the field. But most of them, what they're looking for is to stay in the game longer. And my mission is, Eric, I have in front of a generation that now the 50s and the 60s are the new 30s, are the new 40s.
Yes.
We have people doing the heat of their life past 50. If they want to be in the game, my mission was, let's get you as healthy as you can in the most natural way that will have no side effects that we can do for many years. And then my guy is out there creating content, creating employment, leaving a legacy in society. And that's what inflammation is about.
I love it because that's really my whole mission, and my whole transformation came because I finally got control of my health. I've been doing what I do this way, heavy, thin, but as you say, I talked to my old college roommate. I'm 59. Here I am singing songs in New York City, and my college roommate just called me, thanked me because I got him on some peptides, and he goes, I can't believe it. He goes, I feel I have my whole life in front of me now. And he was somebody battling with alcohol and the weight, which brings on the depression. And I know a lot with being an entrepreneur, it's very easy because we're such high flyers and going and athletes. And then when it's quiet, we're like, something must be wrong because we're so used to it. And then it's easy to get caught in the, oh, let me grab a drink or let me grab a piece of food. And then all of a sudden, it's like, did you hear about Eric? He had a heart attack. What? Well, he's running in this direction, but he's not taking care of his health. That's why my big thing is to share with people. That's why I love we're having this conversation. It is the health marker. If you can control that and manage that, the wealth, everything you want in your life will come. There's no doubt in my mind. I just believe that all the other stuff just throws you constantly into a state of chaos. And so I want you to also share about what you've created. So, because this is really the big thing that beyond the book of actually helping practitioners to really take what you have and implement it with millions of people. I want to put that out there for you because I know how powerful that this is. So you want to share a little about G-inflammation, about the training course?
Well, we do train physicians that want to jump in the program. But
this is for individuals as well.
This is, definitely. This is open to the general public. what we do with this product is we create a book of you. The manual that you were not given when you were born, we will write that. So my people know what they need to buy when they go to the supermarket.
Perfect.
They enroll in spiritual practices. So now we can measure, because there's genes that get their expression get affected by people's lifestyle. If they're sedentary, if they work out, if they believe in something, if they mantranize, if they do meditation. So the inflammation program identify where are the weaknesses that will benefit from those practices.
Amazing. So you give a whole holistic program for them. So now it's not just lose weight. And I 100% believe in it, because I did the weight loss, the physical activity of working out, and then I started working more and still working on meditation, breath work, because those are the things I don't care. You're working out, you're still not mastering what's going on up here. Right? That's amazing. So you talk about food intake, and let's talk a little bit about that. What do you find are the biggest issues with your clients with their food intake? What happens with them?
Diet in our country is terrible.
Yes.
We're so busy that we need to grab something and go. And you know what we're sacrificing? We're sacrificing two things that will not come back. Number one is time. Number two is health. Health is our only real wealth. If we don't have health, Eric, we cannot make anything productive.
Correct.
Our life becomes now a pursuit to rescue a health that we already lost.
That's right. So almost like walking through the McDonald's drive-thru. Nothing against McDonald's, because you wanted to grab something fast. You know what I do now? I look for an energy bar or a shake and just mentally look for something different instead of reaching for that. When I do reach for that, it's like once a year is a treat, you know?
Totally right.
Good. All right. So I want you to share us a little bit about your practice, and if people want to connect with you, how do they go about it? Because I really want them to really understand that you're shifting people's lifestyle and really helping them optimize their lives. And I think a lot of people think this kind of precision medicine is Band-Aid, especially with the peptides. People say to me, hey, I'm going to do it for a month and I'm good. I mean, I've been using it for 2 years. I don't, you know? So what's your philosophy and belief as you've laid out here, and especially about food? Because I've talked to Dr. Klatz about it. He said it, you said it, our diets are terrible, the food is killing us. So what do we need to do to kind of, you know, make ourselves healthier?
Well, one of the things that we identify in the inflammation is exactly that. What we should add, incorporate, and what to eliminate. Because we live on the premise that whatever is healthy for one man, being supplements or food, can be the slow poison for another man. I make the tale about two friends that go and buy expensive shoe. They're both a size 8.5. One of the guys walks out of the store. Few hours later, hates the shoe, goes and trade it in, gets his money back. He finds his friend 2 years later, and his friend tells me, "You remember that shoe that we bought back then?" "Yeah, I hated it." "Oh no, dude, I have it in 3 colors. Best shoe I ever bought." And that, Eric, is by individuality.
Yes, absolutely. Without a doubt. So, wait till the Seth. So I guess the last thing I want to ask you, if you had to share your vision and what you want people to know and why they should be, you know, connecting with you, what would that be?
Well, I wish I could have everybody.
Yes.
I certainly do. So what I have developed in this program is you need to see me only once in your life, because that protocol is made for lifelong. Then you mentioned the peptides, and in the program, we identify the peptides that are good for your particular problem or your particular weaknesses. So my guys now do not need to go and buy 7 different peptides. They don't need to go and buy a huge stack of thousands of dollars a month. They go and get exactly what they need, and they start seeing the results.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Back to what you just said, precision medicine versus shotgun medicine, which is, let me just try everything, and you don't know what's working.
Exactly.
Awesome.
We are in medicine, we're very used to shooting darts in the dark.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Because we know we do not know much and we still proceed. Do you know, this is another interesting story, and I promise I'll shut up.
No,
Do you know
please.
that George Washington in 1799 died out of malpractice?
He did?
Yeah, our first president was killed by his top physicians. This guy was having a septic shock from an infection. So in septic shock, what we need to treat is add volume because the blood vessels are dilating and blood pressure is collapsing. So you know what the remedy was? Take 3 pints of blood out. So they worsened the hypovolemic shock from the septic shock, and our first president died.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So that's where medicine is still.
Wow, amazing. And I think you as a leader in the field is somebody that has to communicate that message, because as a person out there who's had the opportunity to be not only exposed but involved in it, I see it as a patient and a patient advocate how much the medical community doesn't know, but they need to know.
You're totally right.
Yeah, and that's why I believe in our even programs. We have the health, wealth, and self. You have to, just like you said, see you one time to take control of yourself. Because if you can manage it yourself, I don't need to show up in the ER. I have a client, a cousin who's an ER doctor, and he said he's very thin. He goes, I very rarely have anybody that looks like me walk into that ER room. They're overweight. There's something, because people, and again, me, as I say this, is an aware person now, walking around, seeing people like, why? Because everybody's on their journey. And I can tell you, my friend said to me, all these people, I can't believe they don't want to lose weight, because they're not thinking about that. Their mindset is not there. So I think that's one of the biggest things is the education process, getting people to first get their mindset to understand that there is a solution to get healthy.
That's totally right. There is a way to prevent chronic disease. We just need to identify where is that going to come from. Because sometimes when we do the colonoscopy, and we have to do that colonoscopy, we have to do that breast mammography. But what if during all the years before we need to go for that test, we have been doing things to fight what's going to come there?
That's right. That's right.
Then I'm going to walk into the endoscopy suite. I'm not going to walk there scared. I want to confirm that what I'm doing is working.
That's right. That's right. And that's so amazing. So there you have it. Dr. Alberto Rivera, the founder of Prometheus, the author of Gene Flamation. Make sure you get a copy of his book. We'll put the information on how to connect with the doctor. And we're here at the beautiful Sagamore Hotel for the 2026 World of Wellness and Swim Week weekend here in Miami. Thank you again, doctor, for doing this. It's great to see you. It's great to hang out with you all weekend. And final word, anything you want to share?
Hey, we have to take care of our body. This is the avatar that we have to interact with all the beautiful things that are in this planet.
That's right.
Let's do it together.
Absolutely. Thank you. Men on a Mission right here, the Eric Stoller Show, live at the Sagamore Hotel. We'll be back to you real soon with some more amazing interviews.